Welcome back to another One for Paul. This is the show where I take my sound producer, Mrs. Paul Drewlett.
Hello.
And take you through the world of pop culture. Halloween is vastly approaching us this year, Paul. So I thought we'd go dip our toe back into the slightly more comedic horror realm to get you more adjusted to horror.
I have to say thank you for all of this, like, weaning me onto horror stuff, because I managed to watch series 1 of Stranger Things.
Oh,
and
wow.
I don't know if I would have been able to handle that a year ago. So
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah.
So you
might
might
even
crack on for season 2 and 3?
I think so. I was going to talk to you about doing maybe a series about it. That would be fun. A couple of little season 1 recap and a season 2 recap.
Not my cup of tea, but I think Mr. Chapman might be up with doing that video.
Dan, if you're listening, I'll have a t-shirt.
Yes, he will. But today we're discussing a personal favourite of mine, because meta humour is one of my favourite things. That's why I love Community. I'm currently watching it. Actually, watching this made me want to watch Community again, because I feel like this is Dan Harmon's version of a horror movie. The film we're discussing today is the 2015 horror comedy, The Final Girls.
That's right. Welcome to Spinal Girls, the story of a regular high school girl trying to fit in at a new school. But what will her classmates think when it turns out she's secretly a skeleton?
I'm pretty sure that's an episode of Beyond Belief.
And is she the only skeleton?
By the way, it's pronounced Skellington, and no. No, this is it's hard if you summarize the movie. It is basically the entire plot. So why don't we kick off with how the movie starts?
Yeah, we fade into a bad 80s movie trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Carl, I'm concerned that there might be some corners that evil isn't hiding behind. Can you confirm that evil is, in fact, hiding behind every corner?
Yeah, it's proper 80s trailer voice. It's a setup for the slasher movie, the 86 slasher movie called Camp Bloodbath.
Yeah,
which
they won't be singing Kumbaya. They'll be screaming Kumbaya no. God, this is the worst, Carl. What am I watching?
It's the setup.
I don't hate it, but what am I watching?
After the end of the trailer, it pans out to Max Cartwright sitting in her car waiting for her actress mum, who we saw in the trailer as playing Nancy, coming back to the car after a failed audition.
Pack your bags for Camp Bloodbath, where the only marshmallow that will roast is your sanity.
Yeah.
Carl,
it's the 80s, mate. That's how you sold movies. That's how you sold horror movies.
It's still evidently how you sell it, because I'm sort of like
home.
I'm just sort of in now. This is how you sell comedy now, I think.
Yeah.
So actual fade in this time. Teen girl waiting in car for her mother, who is auditioning for a part, who comes out smoking a cigarette. Maybe the casting directors know her from that arc in CSI where she played a bipolar mistress. Actually, no, looks like she's only remembered for that one cult film she did 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's a thing with certain actors you hear about that they do an iconic movie and then they never get out the shadow of it. Adam West's a huge example of that from Batman. He never really got out the shadow of it.
Disagree, Family Guy.
But how many years afterwards? He was still trying to be an actor after 67. He didn't do Family Guy.
In the meantime?
He did bits and pieces, like small parts. He never had a big role. There was always a campaign to make him Alfred in the Batman movies, because he was of age to play Alfred, which would have been a nice nod. And he has that dotingness to him.
Sure, but I don't know if I would have given up Michael Caine. But I hear you.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the 90s Batmans.
Oh, wow.
The Tim Burtons and the Schumacher Batmans.
I'm not even sure I remember those Alfreds, but Final Girls...
It was the same Alfred, a lovely adultery old man. I can't remember the actor's name.
Yeah, well, this is it.
He got his big part in Batman and Robin when he was dying.
So is this like a normal thing, though? Like someone appears in the cult film and then just never...
Sometimes everybody has that one role they're recognized for. If you're lucky, you become a big enough actor that you do multiple roles. But Daniel Radcliffe was always renowned for Harry Potter until he did a lot of different roles.
Yeah, I remember after Harry Potter, he sort of did like he did legitimate theater. He did like a thing where he was naked for a while. And...
that's the Oedipus?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It was a play.
Yeah, when he shags a horse.
I never saw it.
And you saw Harry's wand on stage if you were lucky enough to pay the money.
God damn it, Carl.
It has full frontal nudity.
I know, you're right. I'm just laughing because I'm uncomfortable.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Should we get back to these guys? To Max, Max and Amanda, not Nancy. And her real name is Amanda Cartwright. But
Amanda Cartwright.
But going forth after this scene, we will be referring to her as Nancy.
But yeah, her daughter loves her, though, so it turns out they have a really good relationship, but Max, the daughter, seems to be the responsible one. But hey, hang on, Carl. She just told her daughter that she loves her. That does mean she's about to die, right?
Not as quickly as you think it should happen, but yeah.
Yeah, like legitimately.
Literally,
within a minute.
Max accidentally spills a diet soda of some kind, I'm going to assume.
Yeah.
All over her mum's headshots. She gets a bit annoyed, reaches down to get to kind of look at him, doesn't see a truck coming up, and the car's hit.
And rolls over. Somehow Max is not killed, which is crazy.
If you notice, Max is wearing a seatbelt and Nancy isn't.
I did not notice that. Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That'll happen. Wear a seatbelt, kids.
Always buckle up, kids. Always buckle up. As someone who's been in a car accident, always buckle up.
You've been in a car accident?
Years ago. I'm fine. Like I was buckled up.
Yeah, good. So 3 years later, I know this is 3 years later because there was a title card telling me so.
Title card.
Coming this fall. Title card.
That's a shout out to James A. Janice.
I didn't realize. I thought I was just making up a funny.
People who know that name will know what I'm talking about. And he's relative to this because he's actually he hasn't covered this movie, but says he wants to.
Max is still sad, understandably, and schemes to keep a VHS tape of her and her mother playing in a loop in her room. I hope she has copies of that because VHS degrades quickly.
Can I just say, I had a twinge of nostalgia seeing that built-in video TV, like,
that's a fun object.
Thing. I had one of those.
I did too.
I think every kid around our age had one in their bedroom. That was your first personal TV.
I kind of was a little different, but yeah, I had one of those.
Yeah, I mean, my sister had one when she got her first room, but then it was obviously the complaint is it's too small.
Whatever, if it's 3 feet away, it's not too small.
Oh, no, we used to have ours up on shelves and stuff.
No, we had, anyway. So, her friend, however... So Bella's sad, and she gets in a car with her friend. She's evidently living at her aunt's place now, because she'd
Obviously.
have to. No dad around. I guess it turns out later her dad left when she was little or something, or died when she was little, I forget.
We're going with the reverse Disney on this, where the dad isn't the mum died, and then the dad was never about, instead of the other way around, whereas the mum's never about and the dad's always there.
Yeah, it's the reverse Disney, otherwise known as the Brave.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course, the Brave.
Yeah.
We also they go. Alex is on. Max is on her way to a study meeting with Chris, one of her friends, because she's doing Greek legends or Greek
myth stuff, classics. I think
classics,
they call it.
Yeah.
But in the car, they have some great. Could I say this is the first appearance of the best person, Gertie?
Oh yeah,
Gertie's great.
If you like her, I'd recommend the sitcom she does. I think it's Broad City.
The Stickcom.
A sitcom.
Got it.
But no, she's great. It's just like completely deadpan.
Hey, just keep on keeping on. What does that even mean? It's something my therapist tells me all the time. You have a therapist?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that help you deal? Not really. It's a physical therapist. Just perfect. Carl, who is this comedic genius person?
The actress's name is Ali Sorkat.
She's so good. Later we'll find out everything else she's been in, and I'm going to binge everything because she's super good.
She was in Arrested Development.
Never heard of it.
She's done a couple of bits in a show called The Search Party, which is all right, and she's appeared on Drunk History quite a bit.
Okay. So now I just quite like the little. Everything is so cliche at this point. So hey, we're going to meet this cute boy, and he's going to help us study. No, when he said you want to come over and study, did he say I want you to come over and study, or did he say I want you to come study? My dick. Not that bit.
Yeah.
So they both go over to the diner to study the myth of Persephone. Carl, I'm concerned that maybe the audience won't understand how clever the writers are in their thematic retelling of the story of Persephone. You think we ought to devote an entire scene to making sure everyone's up to speed, or should we respect the audience's intelligence?
No, they're dum-dums.
No, yeah, we need to really spell this shit out.
Yeah.
Ever since the Superman one we did, I'm just seeing this shit everywhere. It's like, I'm going to tell you about a different and potentially much better story that we're calling back to because I'm concerned you won't understand how great we are. Like, guys, no, stop.
I'm always one for a reference. not a reference rammed down your throat.
Yeah, it's no longer a reference if you're sitting there explaining.
It's not good if you're going, see what we did?
I would say it's even. That's a step up. If you're going, you see what I did there? As opposed to,
just so you know.
Just so you know, there's this myth that's a thing, and she goes into the underworld, and she can't look back. Otherwise, if she does, then she's going to...
Yeah.
Guys, it's the internet. If somebody doesn't know what Persephone is, they're going to fucking Google it.
I think it's just a scene for the proof that they actually are doing stuff on the Greek classics.
Show them with a book.
But then
do a little reveal shot with a book that says classics on it and go like, oh shit, I'm having trouble with this.
Only if it has sarcastic air quotes around it. Yeah. Classics. You know.
Such a classic. You know, like Persephone and Homer and The Simpsons. Classics.
You know, Bon Jovi. Love them.
Yeah, legend.
No, legends. That's later on.
Mysterious myths.
But then Gertie's stepbrother Duncan turns up, who is basically Abed, me.
Duncan is just you.
Yeah.
He's a taller, hairier, two-eyed you.
I have no problems being compared to Thomas Middleditch.
He's so good. But yeah, it turns out that Max's best friend's brother, Duncan... this is Gertie's brother.
Is obsessed with horror movies, his favorite horror series being the Camp Bloodbath series, and asks Max if she will come down to a anniversary screening tonight of 1 and 2, because obviously she's the progeny of Nancy, the original final girl.
Yeah, so this is the third, I guess, anniversary.
Not the final girl. She's not. Nancy's not a final girl. Sorry.
No, she's not. But
because she gets her ass stabbed in a waterbed.
What kind of camp has a waterbed? Anyway, so. Super. This is all just like I don't know. The setup was a little like, okay, I see what they're doing. Is it maybe going on a little too far? But anytime Gertie shows up with jokes, I'm like, all right, I'm okay now. This is fine. This is great. And they don't linger on it too long because they go to
literally the next scene is them in the movie theaters.
Yeah, and they go to the movie theater, and Max doesn't really want to go because let's be clear, this is still like your people congregating to talk about the thing about your dead mother, and the last conversation you had was about
how much she hated being in that movie,
how much she hated the being trapped in her career by that movie, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know, man. I can see Max. I like that they've given Max a proper. Like, it took some arm wringing from Duncan to be like, I will just do all of your assignments.
I will do all your assignments. You just have to come. You don't have to do the Q&A. You're going to do the Q&A, but you don't have to do the Q&A.
Yeah, like, you don't have to do the Q&A. Just show up and, like, I can say from the stage or something. Yeah. And, to her credit, I guess she's still like, fine, this is...
She's thinking that I just want my life simpler. He definitely knows the classics. If he writes my papers, I'm at least going to get a good grade.
Yeah, exactly. So, cue the. So Chris is there. Her squeeze.
Yeah. They're study partners.
They're study partners.
They're studying together. They're
gonna study all kinds of things.
Maybe human anatomy one night. We just don't know.
Classics first.
Oh well, yeah. You gotta go.
You gotta take care of business.
You gotta go above the bra, then under the bra.
You gotta take care. You gotta take care of business.
Then you go down south.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You gotta take care of
business. Taking care of business.
Yeah.
But we also...
You can't do any business unless you're wearing your business hat.
What? And business sucks.
Oh, no, I didn't get that reference.
They are at the movie theater, and we are all now introduced to Chris's ex-girlfriend and Max's former best friend, Vicky.
Yeah. The jealous ex-girlfriend trying to make the main character's current love interest jealous in a misguided attempt to get jiggly.
Yeah.
We never see him again.
Trent?
Who?
Yeah. I love the fact she got a guy to drive her to the movie theater so she could go crash her ex-boyfriend and her former best friend.
Yeah, and then he's just nowhere.
Yeah.
And she goes like, he got really sick really quickly. Crazy. Anyway, Chris, I'm going to... Like, granted, Chris and Max are not actually an item at this point,
but there's definitely the potential.
But there's definitely like she should be like, okay, I'm backing off.
Paul, I can tell you, there's not many girls that I'll put M&Ms into my popcorn for. That's all I'm saying, Paul.
It seemed to me that Chris was just going to do that anyway. And
yeah, but the way he suggested
permission.
But you don't.
Hey, I'm going to try.
You don't pay
crazy.
Extra for M&Ms.
Yeah. Hey, so Max, I'm going to try something crazy. I'm going to put M&Ms in the popcorn. Oh, yeah, cool. That also works. I see. Now I can't even. That's funnier than if I actually put in the sound effect.
I know.
You found the code.
Oh yeah, I could see I remember. Remember, all I see is ones and zeros.
You've cracked the code. Now I have to find a new audio bit.
You'll find it. You have a literally. You are a sound man and a sound guy.
Thank you. Is that going on a shirt? I don't want that on a shirt. I kind of want that on a shirt.
You want that?
I kind of want that on a shirt. But yeah, the movie Billy is bullied by.
Oh, whoa! You've jumped way ahead.
Have I jumped way ahead?
We're not even in the film yet.
No, she's not even in the film yet.
We are there attending the movie. The film.
Oh no,
has started.
she's eating Adderall all day.
Yep.
And she's probably going to pee on him just to mark her territory.
Yep.
Once again, Gertie has the best lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, dorky, nerdy guy jumps over the velvet rope in an attempt to... Oh, God. I didn't realize until that at the end of the movie, there is like a couple little BTS stuff behind the scenes or whatever, or outtakes. And on one of them... Yeah, the gag reel includes him jumping over, and it seems legitimately injuring his foot. And
he ate shit.
Oh, no.
He ate shit on that movie.
That's a bad landing. Don't do that.
He ate shit on that movie. He's admitted on, I think it was Doug Loves Movies, when he actually they actually had some of the cast on for this movie.
Oh, okay.
And I think he said, yeah, he fucked his ankle up on set. That's one of the reasons he's the first killed off. He was supposed to last a bit longer.
Oh, yeah. But he was just like, I can't stand it.
I can't stand it.
Yeah. Oh, that's no fun.
But they then...
so they enter the movie theater.
They all sit down. The movie's in swing. We get a bit more of the cheesy 80s action, especially with Adam Devine playing... I think it's Randy? I can't remember what whatever the douchebag's name is. The horny douchebag who sleeps with Nancy's name is.
Kurt?
Kurt, you're right, yeah.
Kurt, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got
He's
this in...
kinda,
I got this in juvie. I was always stealing cherries. I'm a cherry thief.
He's a cherry thief, Carl.
Yeah, he's a cherry thief.
Whoever is writing this understands 80s horror
I'm
in a way that I assume because I've not seen a lot of 80s horror.
It's very
is it that
accurate? Yeah.
I had so much trouble coming up with jokes for this episode, Carl. I don't know. Like I'm trying so hard, but I this is not my world.
Yeah, but this is the greatest way to show you the formula of 80s horror movie
by showing me a pastiche of it.
Yeah.
So this is actually like real on the nose. Then
it's very accurate to most horror.
Yeah. So
obviously with meta humor and everything thrown in, but yeah, generally that's how it is. You always have the the body count, the people you know who are going to die. Your final girl who's always set up as a virgin, virtuous, but is a bit of a badass.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have sex, you don't do drugs.
You are just the model of a good Christian girl.
Basically, that's how you survive in 80s horror movies.
80s American horror movie, I guess.
Yeah.
So in the movie theater, though, we're still in the movie theater.
But a gentleman has knocked over a bottle of whiskey whilst vodka, sorry.
It was clear spirits of some kind. And another dude has lit a cigarette in the theater.
I can tell you from experience that is not a cigarette. He lit a joint.
Oh.
It's America. It's most probably Colorado. It's legal there.
It wasn't in 2015, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was it? Okay.
That was when it became legalized. It's been legalized for 4 years.
Oh, cool. So they were really ahead
of time. And then the theater goes up and they all decide, right, where are we going to go? We can't get out of the exit because it's full of people.
Fire.
The fire.
So we can't go out of the fire exit. The fire exit is on fire.
Right.
So that is a bad exit.
So let's run through the movie screen. There's a door behind it.
Yeah, in a lot of places there will be.
And then shenanigans happen.
There's
some kind of white, blinding light. And then they all wake up in the forest.
They cut through it using the machete that somebody had brought to the movie theater. Carl, somebody brought a machete into a movie theater in Colorado in 2015. Think carefully for a second.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from with that. But on the other hand side of it, you have baseball games where it's bring your own bat. So what do you know?
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Somebody was not thinking. Anyway,
I think it's one of those things because certain batsmen sign them. I think they have like a signing that day, so you could bring a bat for it to be signed, and then they.
So you're suggesting that this is a sign your own machete day. Everyone, bring your own machete.
You could have thought stars would have turned up. I've got friends that got signed. I know people that got signed machetes from various Jasons.
They struggled to get the daughter of the actress.
I'm 90%. It's good enough. Some people are obscure.
Suppose.
But then they end up in the forest.
How?
To quote Paul Drulitt from our Avengers Endgame review, but what if but time travel?
What if but time travel? But oh no!
What
during
if
the
but
screening there?
what if but dimension hopping?
I don't even know if it's a dimension thing.
Group hallucination?
I just want to point out
This is purgatory?
I just kind of want to point out in that sequence that we said, like, there is a fire. The cinematography in that section, the shot choice and the swirliness is so good. Super dreamlike. I just needed to shout out whoever the DOP was on that section because, yeah. But also, legit watching a sex scene in a
Ellie
movie.
Smolkin.
Beautiful. Yeah, I like these shot choices, a lot of them. Watching a sex scene in a movie where your parents are in the room is pretty awkward. Agreed?
Yep.
Watching a sex scene your mother starred in is possibly more awkward.
Yep.
Only way to get more awkward than that is if you're watching the sex scene your mother was in with your mother in the room and she's gently encouraging you like, it's pretty good, right? Literally the only way to do it. And this is maybe even more awkward than that because it's like your dead mother.
Yeah.
The memory of your dead mother is going, pretty good, right? So yeah, I can't imagine that experience. I'm very glad my parents are not in major Hollywood pictures or cult movies.
I'm just glad my parents' movies never made it to the public. But that's a story for another time.
Dun, dun.
But they wake up in the forest. They decide to get to a stretch of road and wait, trying to figure out there's no cell signal. Then a camper van blaring Mickey.
Hey, Mickey, you're quite attractive, I guess. You're so attractive that you're probably gonna, do something to my brain, I guess. Can I go out? I'm channeling my inner 15-year-old dork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shows.
That's
Your dork's showing.
Carl, I swear to God. All right. It's always showing.
Oh, God, put it away. It shouldn't be that color.
Don't show your dork in public.
Never get your dork out in public, kids.
No. God damn. What have we done?
But free the nerd.
Free the nerd. Free the nerd. But yeah, if this is a dream, there's a very strong chance that Dad is going to come up to us naked and offer us some pecan pie. But don't take any.
It's not pecan pie.
It is not pecan pie. Duncan, you have the second best lines in the movie. Oh, yeah, 92 minutes later exactly, the movie has looped.
Oh, no, the car comes up, the van comes up, and it's a real...
Oh, I got ahead of it, yeah.
It's Kurt
and Tina.
Tina in the car asking where the direction to Camp Bluefinch is.
And they sort of go, that way? Cool, we're having a psychotic episode. Wait, all of us at the same time in the same way? No, probably, I don't know. Maybe just me?
Yeah. Then,
but Duncan sort of goes, wait.
And sets a timer
on his watch. And exactly 92 minutes later, I haven't seen this movie, but are they doing like an entire Groundhog Day?
No, basically what it is the whole movie, the reason it's 92 minutes is because the movie's still playing. So the runtime of the movie's 92 minutes. So
I got that.
Playing on a loop.
I got that, but what I'm getting at is this a Groundhog Day?
No.
Okay.
I think it is
because I haven't seen that movie.
It's just to prove that they're confined to the time of the movie.
Got it.
So because they've not engaged with the film will continue playing without them. So they are dying and Billy's getting killed every 92 minutes.
That's pretty grim. Fortunately, they have an expert with them. Duncan will save the day, surely. Of course, since they are trapped in the movie, Max's mum is here too, except it's not her mum, the actress playing Nancy. It's literally the character.
It's not Amanda, it's Nancy.
It's literally the character Nancy, which is so much even the weird. So much even the weird.
Can we just point out the fact she has aged beautifully in 20 years?
Seriously?
Like, not a day.
I was going to bring that up. I actually don't mind it.
No, it's fine.
I don't mind it because...
it's believable. She looks more adult, but again, it's hair, it's less makeup.
I was going to say, it seems to me that the makeup department wins a fucking prize.
Yeah.
Because that's subtle. Like, Amanda just looks a bit older. And it's not due to... Like, she hasn't actually aged, of course. The de-aging did not exist 4 years ago. This is not a thing. It's 2019. -4 is 2015.
No, I'm just working out when
-4 is the thing.
No, you're right. Ant-Man came out. No. Mo, we would have had a de-aging at that point, but not good de-aging.
Not good de-aging, and could they afford it?
No, this budget.
That's what I'm saying.
This thing had like no budget.
Yeah, I'm saying like they didn't have de-aging. They couldn't. And even if they did, like, how much footage are they going to have of like whatever this actress?
Yeah, this is a $4.5 million movie. This did not have de-aging.
Not a thing.
Interesting fact though. What's the run? What do you think the runtime is?
92 minutes.
91 minutes. That's how to get you.
They missed a trick. They could have just put in like
another minute of B-roll.
Oh, do you want to bet they did that in the edit, and then they were like, no, we just can't justify it. We need to cut this. We need to just tighten it up very slightly.
Yeah, 100% agree.
But yeah, so pretty sure. So Duncan is far too excited to be here.
He's always too excited.
Yeah, I guess he's just super enthusiastic about the fact that he's trapped in a horror movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I admire his optimism, I guess.
I think it's because he loves these characters and just, I think it's his world, basically. So he's living a dream.
It's like if you were to find
everybody else
in Clerks.
Oh.
You would just show up to the store and be like...
Just the viewer skewerverse alone. I know where I'm going. I know where to summon demons.
Yeah, exactly. The what?
Well, there's demons in Dogma.
What?
Yeah, Dogma's a religious movie.
What?
About two angels trying to get to a church so they can return to heaven after being exiled.
Is that on the list?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's on the list. We are going through the order. We have to do Mallrats and Chasing Amy first, but we will do.
We already did Mallrats.
Then we have to do Chasing Amy then.
You were there for Mallrats.
Right, so in this movie...
you forced me to watch that movie.
Yeah, I did. You enjoyed that movie.
That was all right. Yeah, I liked Mallrats. But yeah, so they decide to all get into the van after one of the loops. Because Duncan sort of goes, what other option do we have here, guys? Like, it's just going to keep looping.
So they decide to go to camp, and then they're just trying to make figure out their thing, but parts of the movie are obviously now playing out in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
Which is clever. You can film that footage as part of your movie, and then use that footage in trailer for the fake movie.
Yeah.
It's very clever.
I quite liked that. Hey, that guitar is choice.
Yeah. Cool. Great hair.
Bitchin' hair.
Yeah. Where's the meat?
Right everywhere. They've just left the meat.
So they're trying to figure out if they can escape. They're trying to see what they can do. They tell them that they're new counselors, but even the other counselors are starting to clock. It's like, we haven't got a list of any new counselors.
Yeah, first though,
their hair is sad.
Kurt is kind of wonderful.
Yeah. Adam Devine generally in these kind of roles are great.
Like, is it weird that what is Jordan Peele?
Yeah,
they seem to have very similar ways.
Oh, Key and Peele.
No, yeah, the specific guy, Jordan Peele.
Yeah, Jordan Peele. Yeah.
Jordan Peele. This guy reminded me in his facial expressions and way of doing sort of facial humor. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like the way
they're both very expressive,
extremely. So it was like that.
Adam Devine, who he did Workaholics. He's got a really good stand up on Netflix at the moment.
Well, all I'm saying is, in the best possible way, he reminded me of one of the most hilarious people I've ever seen. So I'm like, oh my god, this is great! I love it. At one point, they need to take the van. Mm-hmm. They decide to steal Kurt's van and drive away because, like, well, we can't be here when people are dying.
No,
that would suck. So. Kurt is kind of wonderful because Vicky says, hey, so we're going to take your van. Oh, well, what are you going to do for me? Well, my friends won't beat you up. Forgetting who her friends are directly. And Chris isn't next to them at this point. Chris is somewhere else.
Yeah.
He's just to the side somewhere with his face against a wall or something. I don't know. But
different camp movie.
Yay. So Duncan is his name. I spent all that time trying to figure out his name. We've said it a bunch. Duncan sort of gets looked at and he goes, oh no, hey.
Can you just zing me?
Just zing me one. How about you go suck a turd? Classic, oh god, the writing's so bad.
Classic Kurt.
Yeah, but Kurt sort of goes like, oh yeah, you're gonna beat me up? Hey, yeah, no, I've been in so many fights. Been in like 6 fights. You see this bicep smash? That would kill you. It's a karate technique. Ah, yes. Back before MMA showed the general public what real fighting looks like, and everyone thought Bruce Lee stuff actually worked.
It didn't?
No.
Ah.
Well, in the movies it did.
Yay!
But, like, you can't just hit Chuck Norris and expect something to... My references are very current.
Yeah. You're lucky I get your references.
Welcome to 2005!
Hulk Hogan's a thing.
Kurt decides to throw the keys into the bushes, leaving Max to have a conversation with her mother. I mean, Nancy.
This is awkward because she's going to fall into calling her mum and stuff like that.
Well, she doesn't. She doesn't yet.
No, I know. I'm just saying that
it's clearly in the back of her mind.
Yeah.
That's in the back of our mind too. Like, she's just going to call her mom and give this whole, like, who knows, right? But as Max tries to avert her mother's, I mean Nancy's, death by convincing her not to have sex with Kurt, I don't know why this takes an enormous amount of convincing, to be perfectly fair.
Because Tina told her some of the best feelings is getting high and having sex on a waterbed.
True. Unfortunately, the camp does.
And speaking from experience, it's quite fun.
Where the fuck did you find a waterbed?
Mate, you can't open the book of a land's life in the middle and start asking questions.
I can and I did. Come at me.
Hey, I can also tell you about...
don't.
I can
Not
also
with
tell you,
waterbed.
I can tell you about those long flowing dresses. They got great airflow.
Sex is nothing to be afraid of. Tina's had sex twice today, and look at her.
Isn't she just randomly...
She's just randomly twerking on Chris, a very unimpressed Chris. She's going, all right, no, I don't know why you're doing this, but okay.
I am not enjoying this.
Whereupon Nancy
My body is doing that against my will. I am not enjoying this.
You sound like my mom. Right back at ya. I missed that little right back at you the first time I watched it.
Oh, no,
that was fun. Once again, for those who don't know the process, I'm watching the movie once just to watch it. I'm also then watching it to take notes and write jokes. Mm-hmm. But my jokes are not as funny as their jokes, so we're just going to tell you their jokes.
It's generally, this movie is one of the best unsung horror comedies because I bring it up to, like, my friends who are really into their horror, and they're like, it's a great little, oh yeah, that's how 80s horror were, but it's not a good movie. I'm like, it's so funny, it's so deadpan and meta.
I guess if you're expecting a horror movie, then it's not a good horror movie.
It's got some jump scares.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't really know horror movies. I'm trying to put myself in their perspective.
Yeah, I know. I
guess if you're super into horror, it's like, yeah, it's a fun little jaunt, I guess. But you're not necessarily expecting a comedy. Whereas for me, I felt like this is actually really nice because I can get, like, safely introduced to the horror tropes. But I'm a comedy guy, and I've always been a comedy guy. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm sort of in my comfort zone and having little bits of stuff that from outside my comfort zone sort of prodding at me, and I'm going, oh, this is actually pretty fun. I like this. So
also the mask is just ridiculous. We'll get up to that in a minute when we meet Billy. They go into the woods to look for the keys at this point.
Yep.
And this is where we're introduced for one of to Billy at killing his first two victims.
I can't believe we're about to casually watch someone get murdered. What is this, Detroit? Fun fact, across, like, a single bridge, like, you could walk across this bridge, you find yourself in Windsor, Ontario, which is one of the most pleasant and low-crime towns in the goddamn world.
And it's connected to Detroit.
Yeah.
Murder capital of the U.S.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. No offense to Detroit, I've not been there.
I've been to the shooting capital of the U.S., which is Baltimore.
Hollywood?
No, Baltimore, Maryland.
I was making a shooting joke and it didn't land. I'm sorry.
No. I was driving through Maryland for my 21st birthday. I went to see my friend who was at Johns Hopkins University. As I like to call it, Johns Hopkins University was used for the filming of the Harvard scenes in the Social Media.
Okay.
And the Social Network.
Instead
of Harvard, it's Johns Hopkins University.
Why wouldn't they? Yeah.
So, Johns Hopkins, it's more Harvard than Harvard. I was going down the street and there's these blue flashing lights on every street corner. And I never questioned it. And my friend kept me seeing me looking at them because I'm trying to figure out what they are. And I'm like, and he goes, oh, you've noticed the blue flashing lights? I went, yeah. Those are gun sensors. If a gunshot goes off, they can pinpoint exactly where the shot was by up to 5 meters.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, oh, good gravy. I feel safe.
Yeah.
And he's like,
so when
all he ever said to me was stick to the main streets and don't go downtown after a certain time of the night. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, fair enough.
And there's a certain part where you have to blare ghetto music, otherwise you might get carjacked.
Oh, I see. Is it okay if I don't go there? If you're from there, again, no offense,
dude,
this is the first time.
I would happily go back to Baltimore. I had a great time in that city.
Okay.
Also, there's 2 restaurants I would just go back for to eat again.
Oh, fair enough, yeah.
So they're looking for the keys, and Billy's dispenses of these first 2 victims.
Yep. So...
And then he's frozen looking at our team, our real-world team.
Yeah. Is it notable that the first guy to die in this horror movie about a horror movie is still the black guy?
Of course, the black dude always dies first.
Yeah, okay. Even as a non-horror movie guy, I'm aware of this trope.
Yeah.
So, like, that's how deep this one goes.
And then usually it's a pretty blonde or brunette.
Yeah, so, like, we're 2 for 2 then. Because both of them...
Usually next it's your weird... usually it's your usual over-serious nerdy character.
Yeah. So I wonder if this blood is all actually corn syrup. Like they're all just filled with corn syrup.
Oh, nope, that's blood. That's very much blood.
Yeah. So pro tip, if it's red and sticky and not yours, don't touch it. And certainly don't eat it. Because if that person had, like, stuff in there, then you now have stuff in you.
This is 86. They're fine.
Yeah, nothing bad was happening around bloodborne diseases in 86. You're absolutely right.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't... Oh, my God. So yeah, I think Duncan...
Come on, Paul. It is the 80s after all.
It is the 80s. I think Duncan was really hoping that they could just live and observe.
He thought he
thought he was going to like sit in a Hyatt Attenborough style and watch the things.
It's not that he provokes Billy a little bit because he's right. Billy doesn't know what to do with them. They're not part of the movie, so he doesn't know what to do. But then, of course, Duncan, being Duncan, tries to get a selfie, gets right up in Billy's face, and Billy just decides to cut him in half. Now,
this is where I need to ask you, is like the slightly doesn't understand the situation nerdy guy taking us, or is there like a, I'm going to take a selfie, yay, is that like a, oh, you're about to die moment in horror movies?
No, it's one of those things of, it's like, you're distracted. You're not paying attention to the killer. It's like, it's that trope of we're all safe now. Might as well just straighten my tie.
Yeah, okay, I got it. So that's even this.
Oh no, I've got an important text message.
Got it. So like this is like the horror movie guy is hoisted by his own petard.
Yeah, basically, he's being too flashy in front of a killer, thinking, I can get away with this, and then the killer just straights up murders his ass.
Yeah, blade straight into the side. That looks like it's gonna hurt. So yeah, maybe
it's gonna leave a wicked scar.
So maybe they can only get out when the movie's over. Fortunately, movies like this always end when the final girl kills the main bad guy and the credits roll. Mm-hmm. So all they have to do is wait for Paula, who is a character in this movie.
She's the badass virgin
badass virgin priest lady, I guess.
She's like a hardcore rebel, but she's not taking no fools, so it's believable that she's a virgin. She's saving herself for someone who's as rad as she is.
She's so rad.
It's very 80s kind of
so
thing.
Rad. Yeah,
virginity's cool, kids.
Yeah. Virginity is a real thing.
In horror movies, virginity is a superpower.
Oh, God.
You are immortal if you have not touched a wingus.
Wangus. But it looks like, yeah.
That's your t-shirt for this show.
I had another
Virginity's a superpower.
Virginity is a superpower provided you're in a 1980s horror movie.
That's the small underspit.
Oh my God. Carl, we are not making a virginity is a superpower t-shirt.
I want it so badly.
We're not unless we can find a way to make it super meta, we're not doing it, because otherwise the people who are going to buy this shirt are just going to be like Catholic parents.
Camp Bloodbath, you do like the
logo.
Like it's a painted sign, in States where they get all the fancy Camp Bloodbath, where virginity is a superpower.
Yeah, fair point. We could probably do that.
Mate, I can make anything work. Look at Dan.
T-shirt designers, if you're listening, we'll have a
t-shirt.
That's a t-shirt. Oh my God, Carl, everything is a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt. Carl, everything is a t-shirt t-shirt. Mm-hmm. If you'd like your Carl, everything is a t-shirt t-shirt, then...
Now that they're...
Why is this funny to me? It's not funny. And we're back in the room. Yeah, so... oh my god.
Right.
right.
So now that they've realized they can die in horror movies, they're even more scared. So they decided to pair up with that team and escape. Basically, they try running away and they keep running through the same scene again.
This is
because they can't leave the camp now.
This is another one of these amazing cinematography sections where the DOP just earned their goddamn living.
Yeah.
Right. Just super wide angle, 360 shot continuous over and over and over. Right, not even like a 720 or 1080 shot.
Yeah,
this doesn't happen. It's super weird and super lovely, and they keep repeating the footage of Tina going, "You're back! Yay!" Oh God,
she's just a ray of.
Wait, where are you going? You'll miss the slumber party. You came back! Yay! Oh man, they can't run away. The movie won't let them leave.
They've got to complete the movie, so now that it's arm yourself up and hug a virgin.
But that's okay because camp songs.
Kumbaya. Oh, no. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
Like, and it's clearly not his register. Like, he is a tenor trying to sing baritone.
It is hard, bro.
It is. And to his credit, he does it well.
He doesn't do bad.
I think just the actor is a good singer. And it's always difficult to get a good singer to sing badly.
He does the Pitch Perfect movies as well.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I don't know what those are.
Glee movies, comedy Glee movies. It's got a Rebel Wilson in it.
That's that shit my sister liked.
Anna Kendrick.
I don't know. Is there singing?
Yes.
So he can sing.
Yeah, he can sing.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I figured. Like, dude can actually sing.
I think he's done. They do a lot of singing in Workaholics. Like, it's just random, like, jingles and stuff.
Yeah, but again, like the DOP loves these circular shots because they're all in sort of like a kumbaya circle. And the movie people are just legitimately, sincerely into their song of Kumbaya.
Yeah.
And the others have just watched their best friend and or comic foil and or brother die in front of them after they watched two random strangers die.
When he was told he was getting a sister, he wept.
True.
But he didn't want it. Not like that.
Yeah.
Not like that.
We missed that line earlier. We're missing a lot of lines.
It's so much.
There's so many. If we were to do every line, we would just be reciting the movie.
It's a quotable movie.
This is why we're not doing Monty Python. Also, I've seen all the Monty Python. That's another reason. But like,
and now for something completely different.
Yeah.
Oh right.
I've seen every Monty Python.
I'm shocked at people because a lot of them I've seen every Python movie. Like Brian,
and now for something completely.
And then
different.
I always go, "Have you seen now for something completely different?" They're like, "No, you've not seen every Python movie."
I've seen
every. Granted, it's now for something completely different is a super episode of Flying Circus.
I have also seen
the greatest hits of Flying.
Yeah, but the edit itself does add something.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's the only place where I'm like, no, that's my superpower. Monty Python trivia, right? Probably not anymore. Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, you most surely know more than the average cat.
Yeah. Who's that guy who stars in it? John Close?
No. It's Clyze.
John
Clyze.
John Clyze, who does the cat slap dance.
Yep. And the Ministry of Slightly Unusual Footsteps.
The Ministry of Slightly Unusual Hand Clapping.
Yep.
Got it.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of these shots, I just like, I want to make jokes, but I can't make jokes. They're so good.
After the singing, they start freaking out the actual counselors.
Yeah.
By revealing their phones or Adderall or asking where the chainsaws are.
Yeah. Well, just as they're losing hope, Paula arrives in her Pontiac Firebird.
Mm-hmm.
Ripped jeans, leather jacket, extreme close-up cigarette lighting.
Extreme close-up, whoa.
A cigarette which she immediately throws on the ground.
I only need one toke.
I guess.
To be a badass.
Yeah.
And a terrible smoker. But you're also going to be you're potentially running away from a masked killer shortly, so.
Yeah. So the gang decides to stick with Paula and make sure no one has sex. That way Billy won't show up and they can wait it out until the end of the movie.
But
Chris is covering Kurt. Say, I'll take their guys.
Yeah.
And go, okay, I'm going to cover him. They play proper sports defense. I'm going to, spot your man. So Chris is covering Kurt, who is openly reading pornography because, of course, he is.
Look at there. It's just some hoots. Hoots.
Hey, you
don't
what are you? Okay, so I don't want to say this word, but this is in the thing. this is the 80s, and
Yes,
Kurt sort of goes,
you a fag.
"What are you, a fag? You don't like big hoots? Hootin'? Hey, my dads are gay, so shut the hell up." So again, this is the part that redeems it slightly, because I'm like, I still don't like the fact that they use this fucking word. But yeah, right. Gay guys can't have kids. They're too busy going to discos and having sex with each other. And it's actually a pretty cool lifestyle.
Kurt's secretly gay.
Kurt has gone so far into bigotry that he's passed straight through the other end and found common ground with people he normally finds disgusting. Are we calling that a win?
No, I think Kurt's secretly gay.
Maybe. Maybe
Because
he's secretly bi, because he's super into girls too.
Yeah, but I think that's it could be overcompensating for the fact.
Maybe, but like he seems very into it.
Yeah, it's always kind of a tropey type thing.
He's got
to have
one character trait, Carl.
Yeah, hootin'.
Hootin' is a character trait. Carl, sometimes I'm making the joke, and we're making the joke, and I see myself making the joke from like behind my head, and I'm going, well, who the fuck is this asshole? Who the fuck is this guy making this dumb joke? Why do we have a podcast, Carl? God,
this exact reason. To make each other laugh and record it for the internet. And talk. And
I hope you're happy,
internet. And get you watching movies.
I do appreciate it, but oh my God. Anyway, oh God, sorry. This is just too good. Yeah, so Gertie is covering, I didn't get his name, Flat Top. What with the pins and the earlobe.
Oh, one second, I'll get it.
What is his name? But he's cool. But Gertie is covering this guy.
He's Blake.
Blake. Yeah, so she's covering Blake. And again, easily some of the best acting in the film, in my opinion, because Gertie is still visibly shell-shocked, having just seen her brother murdered in front of her.
Yeah.
And also two strangers murdered in front of her.
Yep. But still wants to get it out.
But also, well, I don't know about that. I think vulnerable and confused and fighting the urge to seek comfort in this admittedly very lovely man's kindness.
Warm embrace.
Yeah, she's fighting the urge to do this because she knows that that's going to kill them all.
Yeah.
God, that sucks.
Yeah, but
we've all been in a place where it's like, I need a hug. I need a hug. Fuck. But like, it's a 80s horror movie. I imagine even a hug is like, oh, that's almost. What's that?
I gotta love the fact that like serial slasher killers, like wrestlers, have entrance music.
entrance sound effects. Yeah. Oh man. But who is covering Tina?
Oh, that's
Vicky is covering Tina. So Vicky's covering Tina, and also Paula is there because no one needs to cover Paula. Paula's fine. So what's wrong with this cassette? There are no holes in it.
It's a smartphone.
Yeah, right.
And what are these? Tic Tacs. You can't have my Tic Tacs. Do not eat my Tic Tacs.
She's still got like a whole thing of Adderall.
Yeah.
Hey, Paula, where are the chainsaws at? Why would we need a chainsaw at a slumber party? I don't know what accent that is, but I kind of dig it. Hey, I'm Paula. Did I miss the Kumbaya circle?
It sounds like you're doing a Daria impression.
It sort of sounds like Paula is a Daria impression. If Daria were like cared.
If she gave a hootin'?
If she gave at least one single hoot.
Yeah.
And Max is covering her mother, Nancy, who is dangerously close to doing it with Kurt, because of course she is. Fortunately, the sound designer was helpfully foreshadowing Billy's arrival.
Yep.
So Max knows to intervene. Thank you, sound designer. You're the true hero of this story.
So they all start saying that Billy's real and stuff like that.
Yep.
Which causes the group to sit down and for Nancy to tell the story of Billy. Flashback!
Well, kinda. They have a little scene first where Max sits down with Nancy.
Oh yeah.
At her bed when she was waiting for Kurt, going, "What are you doing here? Get out!" So, but Nancy is the only sort of non-real world person who seems to be asking the right questions, right?
Yeah.
So when Max is...
She's the audience's logic.
A little bit, yeah. So when trying to convince Nancy out of it, Nancy sort of says, well, I just wanted to feel grown up. I wanted to feel special.
Mm-hmm.
You are special. Well, special to who? Special to me. So this stranger has said, you're special to me. And she goes, who are you? This is weird. That's a weird thing to say from somebody who's known me for 20 minutes, right? So there's interesting stuff here because we do get that suspense of what actually happens if they just tell them.
Yeah.
Right? What happens if, because I think they think correctly, if we tell them, hi, so I'm your daughter,
Yeah.
who's your age, and we're actually from an alternate dimension, and you are all living inside of a movie. I don't know if I'd believe them. Granted, I'm not a movie person, so maybe the movie people will just be like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, that makes sense.
No, there's still suspension because movies exist in this universe.
Yeah. Movies exist, but they're also inside of a movie.
Yeah, so if someone said you're in a movie, it's not the Truman Show.
Are we inside a movie, Carl?
No, we're inside.
I'm starting to fear.
I'm inside of a computer program, but this is not the time to discuss that. I'm not ready to. I need you semi-conscious to record the rest of this. I can't blow your brain.
Oh God! What
if
we are?
I see the ones and zeros, Paul.
What would that mean?
I see the ones and zeros
for the universe.
Well, we're cracking on with the movie, so yeah, I think this is when shit starts hitting the fan. Or is it? No, they explain the. They do the flashback, don't they? Am I getting
it's too late? Genie's already out of the bottle. Make a wish. Ew. Yeah. And Chris runs up to help once again because of all of the stuff. And Gertie is left downstairs as Billy appears behind her at the window.
Oh, yeah.
And then a scream. And then everyone comes downstairs and they go, we have to tell them about Billy. Billy, but he's just a legend. And they all do their scripted thing where they all go to the sofa circle and they all sit down in unison because of course they do.
For the story of Billy.
I love legends. Loch Ness, Bigfoot.
Bon Jovi.
All of them. Turns out that Nancy has the power of flashbacks via ceiling goo. The world is now in black and white because of course it is.
It's a flashback.
Yeah, Gertie looks around going, oh my God, am I having a stroke? I can't see colors. We're in a flashback. We're in the past. And as we all know, 1957 was all in black and white. The whole world was black and white.
Lollipop, lollipop, ooh, lollipop.
Yeah, and the on-screen world and real tangible world, the on-screen words, like the title thing, it's a real intangible thing in this world because Chris has to like walk over it. Just perfect. Carl, I love this.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Oh my God! So it turns out Billy, his backstory, as we find out, is that he was a picked on kid, picked on by the campers and also by the counselors who when he locked himself in the outhouse, to
get him out, they threw in a reel of firecrackers.
Yeah, like big ones too. Yeah. And evidently this caused third-degree burns all over his body. And as he healed, his anger grew. He crafted a mask badly to hide his disfigured face, and he vowed revenge on those who'd wronged him.
Can we discuss?
So pretty much Batman.
Yeah.
This is Batman.
Batman wasn't tortured. His parents got killed in front of him.
Tragic thing happens to him.
Yeah, tragic. Oh,
and he goes off and like finds himself a secret identity, puts on a mask, and seeks revenge against the wrongdoers.
Yeah, Jason's a similar story that he was left drowning in a lake when the counselors were off having sex instead of looking after him.
Who's Jason?
Jason Voorhees.
Who's
Friday
Jason?
the 13th.
Sorry?
This Friday the 13th. This is what this is parody.
I don't know this.
You've never heard of Jason Voorhees?
No.
The hockey mask killer.
Oh yeah, no, the Halloween costume.
Yeah.
I thought people were just wearing a Halloween a scary mask.
That's Jason.
Oh,
that's who Billy is based on.
Oh, cool. Sorry, I thought it was just like.
This is loosely based on Friday the 13th. With Billy and the mask.
I cannot express how few horror movies I've seen, Carl.
I'm sorry, I thought Jason was in the popular zeitgeist.
What's a zeitgeist? What's a hypotenuse? We'll figure
Who's
this
eating
out
this
later.
chicken?
I don't know what that means, but I like it.
So they realize that now that they've convinced them that Billy's real, and
this is because they're in the scene where blood splatter goes about, and Gertie gets splattered with blood during the flashback.
And when she comes back, she's still covered in blood.
And everyone looks at her and goes, "Ah!" Yeah. This horrifies
everybody.
No. Here's the thing. As they just come back, this horrifies pretty much no one, and everyone sings Kumbaya again. I mean, Kumbaya no.
You tried.
I tried.
You tried.
I tried to do a callback, and it didn't work. I'm sorry, Carl. I'll
It's
try
all right.
harder next time.
You're doing fine. Kurt and Paula jump into their car and start to drive off. Everybody else is having a panic. Kurt's trying to get into Paula's pants while they're driving away.
Excellent.
To Duncan re-emerging.
Hey, guys, I'm not dead. No,
Getting-
no, he's dead.
Getting hit by the car, which crashes into a tote bowl, and then the car explodes, killing Paula and Kurt.
Yeah, well, Kurt gets ejected from the window,
Yeah.
and the burning car explodes and kills Paula.
Yeah. That's how
Yeah.
So they've now killed the final girl.
They've just killed the final girl. She's now, like, the third girl? Second girl. Brunette girl at the start.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like, dude.
Yeah.
The 8 dudes who die in the flashback, I guess. And this is the third girl.
Yeah, third girl.
Cool. There's several girls left. Who will be the last one? Like the movie's title.
They decide that original characters can survive. Who survive can be killed. They realize that they have to designate who the new final girl is.
Yep. Tina now wearing a buoyancy aid and has oven mitts duct taped to her hands.
So she can't strip.
Because she's scripted to do a striptease at the slumber party, and once she takes her top off, Billy comes running. Why does Billy hate her boobs? Is it because they're not big?
She's got an ample handful. I mean, I wouldn't complain.
I know, that's her.
Yeah, I know, that's a big...
Why does he hate my boobs? Is it because they're not big? Like, oh God, Tina, you're so adorable and hilarious. Everyone in this is just amazing.
Vicky nominates herself to be the final girl, where Chris immediately shoots her down, saying that she's not a virgin.
Yeah.
Well, I am. Technically, still I am.
Well, technically, no. I mean, that doesn't...
Yeah.
Well, no, Gertie correctly... Well, I had a lovely little flat top. What is his name again? Flat top?
Oh, it's
Haircut.
Blake,
hearing this is just my favorite. He sort of goes, wait, so does New Wave still exist? Yeah. But we don't exist. No, this is a movie. So we're in a movie and we're not real. Yeah. Okay, cool.
No.
He's taking it rather well.
It's like, you do exist, but you only exist in this movie. And he's like, okay,
yeah.
I might not
can
exist
live with
in the real world, but I live in this world.
No, okay, I can totally dig that. That's fine. I'm like, he's so cool. Maybe he just doesn't understand. He's just like, oh, okay, cool. Movies. I like movies, and we're in one of those. I don't want to think about it anymore.
So they decide that Max is the only virgin. Well, both Max and Nancy are still virgins because Nancy never slept with Kurt.
Of course, Max is a little surprised by this because she looks at Gertie and goes like, Gertie, you're a virgin. No, I'm not anymore. No, last year, the guy with the mustache, a little sort of, what? Wasn't he autistic? Yes, he was. And he was also very romantic. And not played for laughs.
Damn, super freak.
Yeah. But let's be clear, not that actual line, not played for laughs.
No.
And I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's super positive about people's all kinds of issues. That's awesome. So just wanted to point that out. I like this movie.
Its modern sensibilities in the 80s setting, it makes it stand out more.
It does. It's weird and confusing, but also kind of great.
Yeah, it's good.
It has
it's good in the way of good positivity, not using autism for jokes, which in the 80s would have been used for jokes.
I'm convinced that's what geeks were.
Yeah.
Right? It was just like a way of making fun of people with mental health issues or difficulties with.
Well, the origin of the word geeks is the guys who used to bite heads off chickens in sideshows.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what an original geek is.
Oh, I didn't realize. Sweet.
But
I say we bring it back. I say we bring back head biting chicken people. Let's all be Aussie.
Aussie wasn't even Aussie. Aussie now is like, I'm going to take a bite of this ham sandwich.
Hey.
I'm going to finish it later. Woo.
I am perfectly okay with bringing that back.
What, Ozzy eating a ham sandwich?
No, me eating a ham sandwich. I'm hungry.
All right, we'll crack on and get this finished then. After deciding that Nancy's the real girl, they realize they've got to fortify the house.
Yep. So it turns out Nancy's the only final girl, so they need to, or not Nancy. We need to get the Billy's machete into Max's hands so she can chop off his head, and we can all go home. Yeah, just casually, here, Max, just decapitate a man. Just kill a man.
Decapitate the man who's killed our friends.
No, I get you, but still, like it's still a little like
at this point, the kill count's kind of equal,
I guess,
because they're the reason that Duncan, Paula, and Kurt are dead because of making panic in the car accident.
True, actually.
And Billy's only killed 2 people at this point because Duncan was still alive.
True.
So at this point, they're the monsters.
Yeah, yeah, they caused the deaths of several people.
That's why I think they was like, well, we're killers already now. Might as well go whole hog. Pass in the machete.
But yeah, that's the other option. Nancy is still a virgin because she never did the thing with Kurt. They stopped it, so it looks like she can save herself for George Michael after all.
Oh, honey, no.
Yeah, I don't think so. Wait, why? It's fine. That's a whole... We don't need to get into that. But yeah, according to Vicky, this won't work. Nancy is not the final girl. She's the shy girl with the clipboard and the guitar. She gets laid and then she dies.
Yep.
She's part of the body count. No offense. No offense? Shit, son! That's the most offense!
But this is also coming from a girl who's also having the slow realization that she's not going to survive either.
Yeah, also, yeah. I think everyone's having a hard time.
Yeah.
And I kind of like this. I'm starting to get this about horror movies. It's not about, like, watching people die in increasingly interesting and sadistic ways. It's about...
That's part of it.
It's about the human drama of...
Survival.
Well, what happens when you know you're about to die? How do you react to your surroundings, to other people? So,
and you do get some cool, like, was this how I'm going out deaths in horror?
I guess so, yeah. But I like this. I didn't realize this about horror movies, because, like, for a non-horror movie guy who's never really entered into it, what I thought horror movies were was I want to watch the fictionalized glorification of people being dismembered. I want to watch them thrown into a pit of needles. I want to watch people being tortured for laughs. That's what I thought horror movies were.
There are
people would
horror
go
like that. I won't lie to you, but that's not what the genre is. It's more...
This is it, yeah. I think it's
more watching uncomfortable situations to see how you would react.
I think it's interesting to me because I like character more than I like most other stuff. It's the reason I don't like sitcoms. I prefer a character-based humor. And I think this is a similar thing. I think I'm starting to be a horror fan, Carl.
Yeah,
I think I'm getting there.
Well, hopefully when we get a future guest and former guest of my other show, Mr. Thomas Dennett Cook on, he'll be able to give you a better masterclass in horror.
Oh my God, do we have a not-so-secret guest for our special Halloween special extravaganza?
Potentially.
One for Paul Tober. One for Paul Tober! Yay!
Or as I pitch, one for Paul the October episode, or something from the episode like what we usually call it.
That's now the episode name.
Yeah, is that the whole spiel.
Fine. Turns out that Nancy does indeed have a lot of Max's mother in her. Mm-hmm. She faces imminent mortality, regretting all the things she'll never get to do, like fall in love and start a family. And I know something. I know I should have known something was up with this place. I mean, think about it. What the hell kind of summer camp has waterbeds? Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. What do we do now? We fight.
So they start rigging up traps and stuff and things.
Oh, yeah. Cue the battle montage prep.
For Operation Booby Trap.
It's amazing. But yeah, another... I do like a good battle prep montage. The way this was shot reminded me a little bit of the Edgar Wright movies I've seen. A lot of the quick zooms into stuff. I really dig it.
Yeah.
Again, this DOP is goddamn killer.
It's very so good. Its movie is very beautifully shot.
Did we figure out their name? Because
I did. I said it earlier. It's Ely Smolkin.
Elia?
It's Elia, E-I-E-L, Ely, and Smolkin, S-M-O-L-K-I-N.
Mr. or Miss Smokin, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I like your work. We can find out. but we like your work. This is so cool. And as the evening approaches, Vicky realizes that she's the mean girl in a 1980s horror movie, and she's likely to die tonight, so time to make her peace with her friends. Okay.
As other movies include Shark Skin. He hasn't really worked since this, apparently.
Huh, weird.
I know he's done a couple of hunting season and stuff like that. Continue. Yeah, he's a DP and stuff like that.
Yeah. I like his
He's
work.
on The Musicians. He's the Final Girl. I'm Dying Up Here. A lot of TV.
Okay. I think he's better than TV, honestly, because this stuff is kind of great.
He's done a few movies, but TV's regular work, isn't it?
I suppose so, yeah. I'm surprised guys like Edgar Wright haven't picked him up, but I guess they've sort of found DOPs they like to work with.
The Babysitter Murderers. He's done a lot of TV. He worked for College. That's why he does comedy so well. He worked for College Humor for 5 years.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, that's how you get to know to do all that kind of cutting stuff and that editing because it's faster paced for YouTube.
YouTube isn't really that fast paced anymore.
In the comedy stuff,
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Smosh has so many cuts.
Yeah, true, but nobody watches Smosh anymore.
I love Smosh.
Now it's all about PewDiePie.
Oh, I love Smosh.
Yeah, but we're nobody. I love it too. We're not people. We're only just people in a movie, Carl.
We're fictional voices on your on your phones and computers.
Yeah, we are. We're just disconnected.
We are the
people.
Matrix.
We're like over there somewhere.
Right, where were we in this movie?
If it makes you feel better, I'm the one who spread the rumor that you had some weird disease where you were always on your period. Wow, that's evil. Thank you. Gertie, I fucking love you. Gertie is the best.
It's just the way you sold that as well.
Oh my god. Cut to Tina trying to get her mittens off. Hey, what is this thing anyway? It's a phone. Yeah, right. Hello. I'm trying to reach somebody, but the phone's not plugged into anything.
I'm not that dumb.
Yeah, uh-oh. Someone left the Adderall in Tina's pocket.
How many did you take, Tina?
Then Nancy gives
Two,
Max a
10?
friendship
No,
bracelet. Maybe there's a way that Nancy can get out of the movie with them. Yeah, now you see. Now I'm sure she's going to die.
Oh yeah.
I'm certain she's going to die.
Yeah.
I don't even need to be a horror movie person to be like, nope, yep, she's done.
They've done too much prep on how she's going to stay alive.
Oh yeah, of course. She's dead immediately.
Oh yeah.
So, Tina's channeling her inner Charlie Sheen.
Oh, she's definitely done an 8-gram rock and has got tiger blood in her veins.
Tweaking.
Oh yeah.
Hey, eyes here, Tina. Yeah, okay. So, visual jokes on a podcast. We did the hand signal that she does.
Yeah.
So, it's fine. Oh man. So it's like maybe she'll be just like really focused as
she's tripping balls, man.
Tweaking hard. The Adderall is just speed. In controlled quantities, it can be a really effective medicine for certain conditions. But if you don't have those conditions, it's just speed. And if you take 30 of them, it's a lot of speed. So it's finally
you've
time.
You've clearly never gone to a punk weekender.
I have, but it's been a long time.
Din, 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 din.
It's now finally time to unleash the beast. Best dance sequence ever.
I don't know. I prefer the one later on in the film.
I like this, and I like the one from Napoleon Dynamite. I would put them at a similar levels of funny.
Well, Cherry Pie is also a classic.
Also, the song's
by
great.
Warrant.
True. A lot of cherry references in this movie.
He's a cherry thief.
He's a cherry thief.
He's a cherry thief.
He's a cherry pie thief. First he bakes them. So, Tina, having done the sexy striptease... Are you
saying that he supplies marijuana before intercourse?
And after.
Well, he's a considerate lover.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, so Tina, having done the thing, goes, ay, 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 ay! And which is presumably a reference to something I didn't get. Otherwise, she's just making a funny noise.
She's just screaming like, yeah, come get these titties!
Yeah, and she flashes outside the door.
Yeah,
and Billy arrives. And she panics and runs backwards, trips over the tripwire, and face first into what looks like a weasel trap.
A bear trap.
Bear traps are much larger than that.
It's what they've got on the Wikipedia.
well, they don't know traps, but it's a big old trap that traps her head in it.
Big old springs.
Big old sprang trap. Sprang trap.
Sprang.
Sprang.
So now we get some killings.
We get some killings. They use, like, what I can only describe as a Scooby-Doo plan to, like, swing a battering ram down from the ceiling and, like...
into a door of antlers and spikes.
Yeah, just antlers. So they pin him to a door of antlers. I think it's kind of... The creepiest thing is that there's never any noise from Billy other than the one sound effect.
And that's in keeping with, like, your killers like Leatherface and Jason who don't talk. They either just scream or...
Sure, yeah.
Well, Michael Myers doesn't speak. Like Jason doesn't speak.
The silence is creepy.
Terrified.
Because you don't know whether you actually hurt the guy.
Yeah.
Right?
And you don't know if he's dead. If he's quiet all the time, you don't know he's dead. That's why when the body jerks up and hops out, the horn's all fine.
Yeah. So Gertie finally kisses Flat Top. I keep calling him Flat Top because that's...
Blake!
He's got, like, 3 lines, and he is great. But, like, they say his name once in the movie, Carl.
You literally quoted the line, "Hey, Blake, awesome guitar," earlier.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I said, "Hey, choice guitar."
Yeah, you said
I didn't say Blake. Did I say Blake?
You said Blake.
I don't remember saying Blake.
You have it in front of you.
I don't have things in front of me. I don't have things in my mind.
I watched this last night again to remind myself.
Anyway, Blake. So, yeah, she kisses Blake.
Mm-hmm.
Which in movie parlance means she's about to die.
Oh, yeah.
And so is he, of course.
Yeah.
So Blake's job is to go up and grab the machete, but as it turns out, the machete is still very much attached to a non-dead Billy who stabs him.
Yeah.
This DOP likes his spinny shots.
Woo!
Yeah, it's super cool. And I can't. You'd have to watch this just to be like, oh shit, yeah, I didn't realize.
Well, obviously, you'll get our recommendation at the end of the episode like we normally do.
Yeah.
As it stands, I highly recommend this movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, it should already be clear. I'm super liking this. But yeah, they lure Billy into the kitchen, then upstairs. Then they keep pinning him with a bunch of fire arrows. And the plan is, once he's in the bedroom, they pull a cord, and that cord pulls a bucket, and that bucket pours petrol, I guess, over him.
Or alcohol, or some flammable material.
Big orange flames kind of looks like petrol to me, but that's just like SFX all in.
Yeah.
Whatever the explosion is, it's always
petrol.
Right? Petrol and maybe some black powder or something.
If you want smoke.
Yeah, exactly. Or you want just big old sparks.
Yeah.
Big old yellow sparks. But yeah, so they do that, and then Vicky and Gertie, who were together pulling the rope, the bucket gets stuck. No! And Billy pulls a bookshelf over them, and through the bookshelf stabs Gertie. Oh no, Gertie! Dang it! You were the best, though. And in a moment of self-sacrifice, Vicky says, "You guys, the remaining people, get the hell out of here, and I'm going to pull the rope." And she pulls the rope, and everything explodes, presumably killing everyone except Billy. Carl, what's happening?
You're having a stroke.
In slow motion.
Yeah, I love this so much.
God.
They say the slow-mo, and it continues, and it goes on a bit longer than it should, like it always does in 80 horror movies.
Again, an awesome sequence.
Yeah.
Props to the stunt team. That jump from a second story window
on fire
is legit dangerous and crazy, and I'm convinced they did it practical. And god damn, this is fun. Right? And that little cut at the end, so like I guarantee you the stunt person who landed, they landed and rolled, because that's the way you
onto pads or
yeah, the way you do that normally.
Airbag.
Well, the way you could do that is you could sort of set a bunch of turf over top of a bunch of big pads.
Yeah.
Or you could replace the pads with blue screen stuff in post and try to get the lighting right.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, honestly, I don't think they did that.
Well, I think it's a practical effect.
I think because I mean, people do land out of second story windows. What they do is they sort of slam their feet down first and then fall backwards to sort of judo their way back down. It still hurts like hell. But goddamn. Like, this stunt work is real good. I was not going into this expecting to see actual world-class stunt work.
You don't expect anything from this movie, to be fair.
Great! I really like it. That was legit scary. Like, this thing is an on-fire, juggernaut of like an unstoppable force, and they have to somehow get away from this thing that will never stop.
Yeah.
God, that's amazing.
That's Jason.
Is it? This is Billy. No, Billy. I think it's even funnier.
People know what I meant.
I think that's even funnier. They call him Billy.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Billy. Little Billy.
It takes all power away from him.
I guess in a way. Yeah, chasing through the woods, still in slow-mo. They realize that Nancy has the power of flashbacks. But now, current Billy is inside the flashback. And because he's inside the flashback, the car that comes into the flashback originally just slams into Billy.
And he goes through the letters.
Yeah. That is hilarious. And as past Billy runs off after having had the firecrackers done to him, they discover a part of the camp they've never seen before.
Yeah, yes, it's Billy's elusive cabin, the secret cabin he's been hiding in for years.
Yep, and as they come back into the present, because it's again an emergency, Billy catches up with them and they need to quickly tell the story again. Billy stabs Chris and drags Nancy away. Fortunately, they're able to seek refuge in a conveniently located chapel.
Of course it had to be a chapel.
Yeah, even as a non-horror movie guy, I'm pretty sure this has got to be a trope, right?
Some kind of place of religious worship or somewhere that's sanctified is sure, commonplace. Yeah. Or it's a barn or an abandoned gas station or basically somewhere they can get either supplies or they can rest for a couple of minutes in the dry.
Yeah. So empowered with new resolve and with knowledge of this location in the camp, Max goes off to rescue Nancy. Now everything is red because horror movies. And then it's blue again because horror movies. And she rescues Nancy.
Because horror movies.
And in the process, she gets stabbed in the side with a tiny knife. But she gets his machete. Oh, she got the machete in the flashback, I guess.
Yeah, she stole it there.
Yeah, after he got hit by the car.
But then tries to attack.
He has like a tiny stub knife, I guess, on the end of his... Just a tiny knife. And they escape back to the chapel and prepare for the final confrontation. Turns out, Nancy can't be the final girl. She needs to die. Wait, no. Max can't be the final girl. That's it. My notes are excellent.
Max tries to attack Billy to no effect, gets thrown into a wall.
Yeah.
That's when Nancy realizes that Max can't be the final girl because she's still alive.
True. And Max finally realized that Nancy is kind of not really her mother and has to let go both of Nancy and a little bit of the memory of her mother.
Yeah, basically. So her mum,
it's quite sad,
doing the honourable thing.
Yeah.
Strip teases to Betty Davis Eyes.
Yeah. Which is their song, I guess.
Which is their song, which is the song that's unfortunately playing when she dies.
Yeah, this is probably the weirdest feeling South sacrifice scene I've ever seen.
Because I actually genuinely enjoy the song Betty Davis Eyes.
It's a great song. It's a wonderful song. I agree entirely.
But watching a striptease as a murderer is coming towards a woman to it is a bizarre choice.
It's somewhere between playful stripping, wholesome mother-daughter wholesomeness, and brutal murder.
It's a thin and dangerous line to trapeze on,
but it does it well. I don't understand how this is possible, Carl. They have plumbed the depths of what's possible in cinema.
Good-ish writing?
Good-ish writing, but I mean, just visual storytelling in a way, too. Because...
Well, it sells their connection.
It sells their connection. It's never seedy.
No, it's not
the
seedy.
The striptease is never seedy. It's
a girl trying to be attractive in a nightclub. She's not going too far. She's not giving anything away, but she's showing that she can move.
Yeah. But it's also occasionally oh shit, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Right? And then you can see it go across her face from time to time.
Only when she turns back away from Alex, you see it from Max, sorry,
from Max,
she looks back.
This whole scene is the lead up to it, the scene itself, the visual storytelling, the way that it was foreshadowed and set up is remarkable cinema. In a way that I don't see a lot in serious movies.
No.
This is this is a silly comedy movie, Carl. It's a pastiche of 80s. Why is this a legitimately moving moment?
because they made you care about these
I
characters.
guess. This is
Which
so
is
cool.
what good writing is.
This
If you
is
care
so
about the
cool.
characters, you mind when they die.
It's not supposed to be I'm supposed to be laughing when they die. I'm not supposed to be like, oh no.
That's more Tucker and Dale.
I guess, right? I did like that.
No, I know you.
I did like that movie a lot. But now filled with determination.
And the powers of the final girl. Because
Girl.
Red Lightning proves that you're a final girl.
Oh, of course. You can't have Final Girl without Red Lightning. You can't have that.
No.
So striding toward Billy says, you just fucked with the wrong virgin. Notably, Paula's line in the original, as we see earlier in the movie bit. The movie inside of a movie in a movie. So this fight scene is super stylized and kind of cool looking. Mm-hmm. It's paced weirdly, but I think that's also just 80s pastiche, right? Yeah, okay. Like, this is what it looked like. And as she decapitates Billy, it's suddenly sunrise. And the credits roll. And a still wounded Chris and Max finally kiss.
Warm embrace.
Warm embrace. Then the movie ends, I guess. But Carl, who puts an age rating at the end of a movie?
It's an old stuff.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like,
I
I
used to
thought
have a
this
big
was-
whole title card in cinemas of what the rating was, like you did at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, so they both topped and tailed it
Yeah.
with it. Oh, okay, I didn't realize that because I thought this was a clever thing for the reason of they all wake up in hospital and everyone's fine. Turns out they were fine. I guess it all was a dream, right?
Well, except for Duncan's got his huge scar going
yeah.
across him.
It was totally all real.
Yeah.
She's got a big old slice.
And then he looks out in the hallway and there's a Rubik's Cube, and a Game Boy,
And a gremlin
and a gremlin.
from that movie I haven't seen.
That's our Christmas movie this year then.
Hooray. We already have specials lined up. All right, if you want to see gremlins, then shout at us.
if we're doing the first Christmas one for Paul, it's got to be Gremlins.
It's got to be gremlins.
It's gotta be Gremlins.
Evidently. I don't know why. I've not seen it.
It's set at Christmas.
Is it?
It's a Christmas movie.
Okay.
I watch it every year at Christmas.
Okay.
That, Muppets Christmas Carol, Scrooged, and Iron Man 3.
It's too early to think about Christmas.
We're
still in one for
it's,
Paul
it-
Toba.
It's not. It's 86 days away, as my work has just informed me.
It's not even Halloween.
At time of recording.
It's not even Halloween yet.
I know.
So, wait. So it was real. And, oh shit, they're in the sequel.
Yep, Billy got 2 swords and a doctor's jacket.
Oh no, he found a lab coat somewhere.
My question, is this sequel set years later and Billy has actually got a medical degree?
Or did he just buy a lab
Or
coat?
did he just kill a doctor and take the lab coat?
Yeah, you can just buy a lab coat.
You can't buy lab coat. Lab
Yeah.
coats are earned. Heathen.
Oh man. So I guess to find out the thrilling conclusion, we'll have to wait till Final Girls 2. Right? When is Final Girls 2 coming out?
This movie didn't rock the boat as well as it did. It got medium to okay reviews. It didn't do well in cinemas. As it stands, there's currently no plans for Final Girls.
If I'm honest, I kind of don't mind that.
No, I'm fine with it.
I kind of don't mind that because the sequel would just be the same movie again with slightly different setup and jokes, surely.
Or it will play on the tropes of horror sequels, which is kind of what Scream 2 did.
I guess, but at that point you're just into Scary Movie 2 and you're like, okay, well, I just understand fundamentally what all the jokes are now, and it's slightly too far removed, it's slightly less general, and it means that our comedy is limited in a much more narrow way.
Yeah, I agree, but it doesn't need a sequel.
I think it's a great standalone. I wouldn't
Yeah.
want a sequel. I would prefer for these same people to make new, cool, different stuff. But I'm glad this exists. This is so fun, Carl.
Yeah.
This is so fun.
This is why I chose this movie. It's one of the reasons when people talk to me about what horror films would I recommend to people who have not watched horror, I do recommend The Final Girls.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you want to understand what 80s horror is, but you want more contemporary references, or it would be like a character like yourself in that situation.
I guess
it's
so,
easier.
yeah. I think you've been doing a good job of weaning me onto it at least. So, I guess if you're trying to get your friends into horror people stuff at home, then
Well, because you
follow the patented Carl plan, where you start with like Tucker and Dale and stuff.
in behest of the show, Dan is very into his horror and Stephen King and stuff like that.
Sure.
It's more of his. So it's also getting it so you can do more stuff with Dan.
Oh, sure.
And it's also because I throw out a lot of not serial killers, slasher killer.
You throw out a lot of killers.
Like Jason and Freddy, Jigsaw, Leatherface. They're the kind of horror that I enjoy.
I've heard of one of those now. Well,
Leatherface is from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Freddy Krueger's from the Nightmare on Elm Street.
I've heard of those names.
Yeah. How you've not heard of Jason Voorhees generally baffles me.
I don't know. There's people, they go to Halloween and they wear a hockey mask and carry a knife, and I'm like, oh, I guess that is scary.
By the way, I'm bringing that up when Tom comes on
Like
the show.
evil-
His favorite horror
I
killer
thought
you
they
don't
were
know.
dressing up as like hockey player serial killers or something, and I was just like, okay, I guess that's a super popular theme. I guess I'd missed a hockey movie at some point in my life.
All right, then, Paul. Would you recommend this movie, Tom?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Everybody. I think there's a kind of person. If you don't enjoy meta humor, you might not enjoy this.
Yeah.
If you don't enjoy parody isn't the right word, but pastiche maybe. If you don't like that, if you don't like referential humor, then maybe you're sort of half into it. If you don't like gore, it's not super gory.
No. There's some blood.
There's like a few scenes where it's like they squirted some glycerin
And the guy,
stuff.
literally the most violent thing I think you see on stream is Duncan getting cut in half.
He
and
doesn't
even
get all
then,
the way cut in half. It's
yeah,
just,
but it's a good slice into his side. So
yeah, so that's the worst. And it's not that bad, and it's like 3 seconds. You're fine. Mm-hmm. The rest of it is sort of, it's a comedy movie. There's like
there's some good comedic actors in this with Adam Devine, Tom Middleditch. That's Duncan. That's Duncan and Kurt, respectively.
They're kind of great. I think I would recommend this movie to a lot of people. I can't think too much of the people who would hate this movie.
It's a good put on if you've got a bunch of mates around, you want something on in the background while other stuff's happening. Some people can watch the movie, some people can have a chat. It's a good, like, if people would hopefully focus on it, but it's one of those great background movies, I like to call it.
Yeah, like if you miss
a Hot
stuff.
Fuzz and stuff like that.
I haven't seen Hot Fuzz.
It's on the list.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
we're doing all of Kevin Smith, we're doing the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah.
Maybe Baby Driver once the Kevin Spacey thing. It won't ever go away, but it's not so much in the zeitgeist.
No, yeah, I like this a lot. There's not, I think, a huge number of people who wouldn't like this.
It's one of my personal favorites. Back when we were doing Off the Reels, when we did the first Halloween special, I had not long watched this.
Oh, okay.
And it was my recommendation to people. And I actually had Rhea and Greg afterwards ask me if I'd come on to do that. But that's another story for another time why that never happened.
Yeah, 'cause we're at the end of the movie and at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
You can follow us on Twitter at Pop Culture Pod. You can follow us on Facebook at Pod Pop Culture, and you can follow us on Instagram at _Pop Culture Pod.
You can follow me at SpeakerCone pretty much everywhere.
And you can follow me on Twitter at HalfBlind1989. Comment, share, subscribe.
And, tell your friends. Tell your mom. If your mom's into horror movies. I think moms are into horror movies. Do you think moms are into horror movies?
Not my mum. She doesn't even like movies.
She doesn't like movies.
No.
Maybe don't recommend this to people who don't
weird,
like movies.
right?
Maybe tell you know what? Recommend us to people who don't like movies. Maybe they'll listen to the show and like the show, but even if they don't like the movies.
Yeah.
Recommend us to everyone. Recommend us to your dog.
Well, Frankie has heard some episodes.
Bye, guys. This has been great.
Have a good one. Catch you soon. Peace.
Peace.
Because she gets her ass stabbed in a waterbed.